you ever see life-threatening surf, you know you don't want to go swimming in the ocean. Life-threatening basically means it could kill you. One of the first things you'll have to do when you get to a beach in the United States is probably find a place to park. We found a great place to park. It was only $5 for us. And we're at the beach during the off season. Let's talk about what that means. A lot of times when you come and park at the place we just parked at, you'll have to pay $10, maybe even $20. Sometimes it's worth it because they have a bathroom, they have a water fountain. But because it's the off season now, that means it's the end of summer, almost fall. Not as many people come to the beach in the fall. You can find some really good deals if you come to the beach during the off season. Unfortunately, you probably won't be able to swim in the ocean because it's too cold. So in this English lesson, we will be visiting the beach, but we'll also be visiting some places around the beach. Places where maybe you can buy a bathing suit. You can get some food. We could say the beach is dead. That's another way to say it's not too crowded, not too many people here. And look at this. This huge parking lot across the street, it isn't even open today. You know it's going to be a slow day at the beach when the largest parking lot isn't even open. A big problem when it comes to visiting the beach during the off season is that most things are closed. At this beach, there is a small amusement park. They have a Ferris wheel, they have a roller coaster, but unfortunately, they're all closed for the season. They also have a lot of nice places where you can get food, but again, these things are closed during the off season. Look at that, you can't even go into where the rides are. If you do, you will be trespassing. If you trespass in English, that means you go someplace you're not supposed to, and you could get in trouble for doing that. There are signs up saying that you should not go in the water. But I do see a few people surfing. Maybe we can go talk to them. Maybe they are too busy to talk to us. Right now, I am under something we call a pier. And yesterday, a hurricane came through this area. So bad that actually one person, unfortunately, lost their life here in Maine.
Officials in Maine say a driver was killed when a large tree limb fell onto his vehicle.
But nobody is swimming in the water today because it's just simply too dangerous. It is really sunny out here at the beach, but guess what? My eyes aren't hurting because I have on sunglasses. And these sunglasses are great. They're made by a company called Gooder. Not better. Gooder. Today I'm wearing my Fruit Loops sunglasses, one of my favorite breakfast cereals as a kid. If you want to learn more about Gooder, there's a link in the description. You can bring your dog to the beach, but you need to clean up your dog's mess if your dog makes a mess at the beach, if you know what I mean. Luckily, the beach does provide bags so you can clean up your dog's mess. Look at this. This is a piece of seaweed. That's what we call it in English, seaweed. I did just ask one of the guys who was out there surfing if they wanted me to interview him, and he said no. Let's talk about the English phrasal verb washed up. When the water pushes things onto the beach, like that seaweed right there, we can say that the seaweed has washed up on the beach. You might find some seashells at the beach. Let's talk about some prepositions you can use if you are at the beach. Well, there's that first one. If you are at the beach, That might mean you're standing where I am standing. I'm on some sand, but it could mean that you're riding some rides at the beach. Maybe you're getting some pizza at the beach or an ice cream at the beach. If you say you are on the beach, that actually means the sand is beneath you. So you might spend the day at the beach, but if a friend calls you and you are where I am now, you could say, oh, I'm actually on the beach right now. I can see the water. I can feel the grains of sand beneath my feet. If you say you are at the beach, that's just a wider area. It also includes the shops and restaurants near the beach. So we are spending the day at the beach, but right now I'm actually on the beach. Yeah, that seagull right there is eating something out of that shell. Maybe it's a clam, maybe it's a quahog. I'm not sure. Those birds over there, we call them seagulls. And a lot of times they will pick up a shell and drop it to break it open. And it looks like there are quite a few shells here for the seagulls. Like, lots of shells. Wow. Lots and lots of shells. Look at this giant shell. There are a bunch of flies flying around it. So I'm wondering if there is an animal actually in there. Oh yeah, I think so. I think we would call that a quahog. It's like a really big clam. Let's try to put him back in the water here. Maybe it'll help him. I don't want to get the dad shoes wet though. Up here are a couple men that are working on this house. They're repairing it. They are repairing the siding of the house. I wonder if that got damaged in the storm yesterday. Notice I didn't say the side of the house, I said the siding. The siding is the material on the outside of the house. There's a red flag flying here at the beach, which means there's danger, but there are also showers here. You can wash the sand off your feet. Do you know that English phrasal verb? Wash off? Wash off? Whoa, I would call this a big clump of seaweed. This thing is huge. Jamie is here with me at the beach, but she doesn't want to appear on camera, but she did go collecting shells. She found a couple beauties. One even had a little hermit crab inside it. If you hear riptide in English, that means the waves are so strong they could carry you out to sea. Like, you might drown. You might not be able to get back to the shore. How do you like that English phrasal verb, carry out? You could get carried out to sea if the riptide is too strong. I hope you've enjoyed our time at the beach. If you were looking for more English lessons, I did one right up there at a Canadian castle. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.